I think we're going to be launching 318 sooner than later. I was talking to the team earlier about that. We might be launching it like next week actually, to get it out quicker. And within that, we're the two major things that or three actually, the three major things that come with that. One is the POL income, uh, from system income to POL. People can start like voting on that and start, redirecting some of the system income to the POL. Um, Another thing is that we're going to be putting in the Thor node changes for Monero and Tau and Substrate and like that stuff, so that we can launch Monero whenever we're ready, rather than waiting for the next like 3.18, 3.19, 3.20, or whatever that is. And it just gives us much more freedom to just launch those changes as fast as we actually can do it from a dev perspective, which is actually quite nice. And the thing that I'm most excited about, I think is going to be a game changer for our community here. This dynamic theme model will be merged as part of that as well. I want to get that out as fast as possible because I think that's critical for us.
Yeah.
I think it's been an absolute game changer in my
Yeah.
opinion. So I want to get that out as fast as possible. So we're gonna kind of get the next version 318 out, probably next week. Actually, even though we just got through 17 earlier this week, this is very unusual, I'm sure, but I'm just so jazzed and excited about the effects of these features, that we just want to move them along as fast as possible.
Will RevShare come out with the dynamic fee?
RevShare is not done quite yet, unfortunately. It's a reason to wait in a sense, but
I can edit after. It's fine.
yeah, we can do it as part of 319. We don't really have like RevShare ready yet. We haven't really figured out, what are the tiers of RevShare quite yet, and who we're going to use it for, who we're not. Like I was talking to Randy last night about this, and like if you take something like SwapKit, for example, right? And let's just assume SwapKit does 50 million in volume, in 30 days or something like this. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but I'm just making it up. And we said, hey, because you're doing 50 million in volume, we're going to give you, 20% of this, just of the income that your swaps produce, back to you as an incentive. And if they do that and they take it and they don't give us more than 50 million in volume the next month, if we don't get like 80 million or something significantly larger, then we just gifted them 20% of our income for fuck all and nothing. And obviously nobody likes that. Well, they like that.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a question of like, how do we want to structure it in that kind of way? Or maybe we don't give it to SwapKit and we just use it as a tool to, that Randy and yourself can use to help, negotiate with prospective new, interfaces or affiliates.
Because to do it properly on chain, the rev share, like the tiers and whatnot, it would have to be consistent across the board. Every integration gets the same rev share, right? Like we couldn't pick and choose different structures for different Thor names.
So you could if you wanted to. Whether we do that or not is another thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I imagine the code would be pretty complex to do it.
No, it wouldn't be that complex. Like the implementation right now, it is just a Mimir, not very familiar, that any node could turn on for any affiliate if they really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
You need, I think, a minimum of 5 nodes to vote in a certain direction in order to change it. And I'm not really concerned about nodes like misusing this.
Yeah.
Because if they do, then like it would be public on the on-chain, and we would all see it, and we'd be like, hey, some nodes are being a little bit rogue, and they're doing something that's not been determined by the team or whatever, and then the other nodes would vote against them, and they would just be shut off. So I'm not terribly concerned about the scenario.
Yeah,
but like, you could do it in like 2 different ways. One is, Randy with you and the team and myself kind of determine what we want to do for this particular affiliate. Oh, we'll give them 20% or whatever the number is, and then we just talk to the nodes, enough nodes, and the nodes vote, and we kind of are entrusted with that kind of power to help these kind of personal relationships that you have with the affiliates to foster a better, healthier relationship with more funds and more volume and make more money for everybody involved. The other way of doing it is doing it algorithmically, right? And so allowing hard coding in the code, or at least making that configurable to some degree, that like, oh, if you've in the last 30 days you've generated, $2 million in fee generation, so you're in tier 1. And tier 2 is, which is 20%, is 5 million instead of 2 million, right? Because if you don't do like a linear, you probably want to have it to be exponential too, so that we make more money the higher we go up. So you might do 2 million for 10%, and then 5 million for 20%, something like this. And then for 500 million, it's like 50%, and then we probably stop at 50%,
Yeah.
or something like this.
My original thought was just to keep it consistent and same for everybody. Just have like one, then we can advertise it. We say this is our rev share model. If you're interested, reach out. It's gated. It is permission to get into it, but everybody's treated the same. I imagine it'd be a lot easier to sell, a lot easier to code. But then you're right about stuff like SwapKit. It's like, they want to just instantly just start giving them all these fees and not bring anything more, right?
Right, and part of that
S
conversation with SwapKit, which I've already started a little bit, just kind of introductory conversation, is that like, we have to understand what is the change that they're going to make within their platform,
Yeah.
of how they do recommendations, but which provider they're going to recommend to people.
Yeah.
Right now, it's primarily like price execution, like how many tokens you get on the outset, and then also like speed of
Yeah.
and they have different weights to those two things.
Yeah.
But if we're going to give you part of our generated fees,
Yeah.
you got to like, even if Near's trading at four bips,
Yeah.
and we're trading at 6 bips,
Yeah.
you got to give us the 6 bips,
Yeah.
and we'll kick back some to you,
Yeah.
right? And so that we collect more in fees. We could go to 3 bips to
Yeah.
beat Near, which is what the dynamic fee model would theoretically do, but we're not collecting as much money. The rev share should allow us to go to 6 bips or something like this.
Yeah.
We double our revenue.
Yeah.
We're not beating Near on price.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, we're losing to Near on price from this hypothetical, but we're still getting the volume.
Yeah.
And we're doing it just through partnerships with
Yeah.
that's how it would have to work, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you almost think about it, like the ways that we make the most amount of money through these systems is we have currently the static fee model, which we're getting very little of the volume for SwapKit, right? I think we did like 4% of the volume today, which is down from where we were near 100%, a few years ago, right? 2 years ago or something like this. So we've lost a lot. So we're making almost very little volume from SwapKit relative to what they could provide. You could do the dynamic fee model, which we'll probably launch fairly soon. We'll probably get a lot more volume, and we'll make a lot more fees, because we'll go from, say, Nears at like 5 bips or whatever. The dynamic fee model will probably find 4 bips and like settle in there, and we'll get a lot more fees and volume. With the rev share, we can now do this to the 4 bips. We can do like 6 bips or 7 bips, something like this. Now we're making even more money than we were before with the dynamic fee model.
Yeah.
And to make it even to take it a step further, the next kind of level up is that we convince, whatever swapping interface, whatever it might be, to integrate with THORChain directly. And because we don't charge the 25 bips that SwapKit's charging, they're going to use our direct interface rather than using the SwapKit's direct interface, because we're 25 bips cheaper.
Yeah.
And now we're making even more money than we
Well,
would.
not just 20 bits cheaper. We're paying them. They're making money.
Yes, they're making
paying us
yes.
money.
And so now we're making even more money. So there's like, you can think of it like there's almost like tiers, and we have a plan to execute each one of these tiers.
Yeah.
And the rev share is part of that equation of getting get with direct integrations.
Yeah.
And also hiring Randy to be in biz dev and then going to conferences like we are right now. Is the kind of the point of me being here right now and not coding for the last week, which is kind of a huge hit in some sense, because I'm trying to foster relationships, and you are too, and Randy and Denny as well, of course. And so, like, we have a strong plan to really kind of change the tides of how THORChain's sitting in the DEX or cross-chain DEX environment ecosystem.
Yeah. And so, like, if you guys are curious how, like, some people might think, well, yeah, rev share is no brainer, blah blah blah. I've had it on my list of like wants for a while, but one, it's like time and resources. But the other thing is demand. And this was a prominent interface that told us they prefer the rev share model. They
Yep.
don't want to mark up and add a fee on top of
Yes.
THORChain. They'd rather just a rev share. And so that was enough to kick Chad in the butt to
Yep.
like, all right, I got to think about this. You know, if I want to get this integration, I got to give them what they want,
Yep.
right? And this is the beauty of you and Randy talking to these wallets and these sites. It's just like it's not so much like trying to sell THORChain. It's like what do you guys want?
How do we
What
structure to best
yeah,
suit your
yeah.
needs?
Like what do you guys need? Like what and like we can make it work, you know?
Yeah.
It's like so and that's the best sales we can do, right? Is basically create the exact product these people want. And with your dynamic fees, the rev share, and then these people can still add on a fee on top of all
If
this
they
as
want
well
to,
if they
yeah, if
want
they
to,
want to,
right?
you
Yeah.
should. Yeah.
So they should have maximum optionality,
Yeah.
however they want to structure it on their own end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the rev share will be huge. I think the rev share plus a dynamic fee, like I don't know how we can't just take it all. Like
Yeah. It
we'll eventually win
seems.
everything.
I'm hesitant to say this because I don't want to eat my words, but it just seems like almost blatantly obvious
Yeah.
that we are completely restructuring the game